Hello. Hello, this is the My Artifact episode number 3318. Today's date is 26th of January 2025. It's been almost like a night at 10:41 p.m. Alright, we directly jump into the question. Let's go. Okay, yeah. Question is, why can't you stay organized? Alright. Am I organized person? Well, I'm an organized person. I am not, but I am. Oh yeah. What exactly is this thing? Okay, yeah. Okay. Okay. So what is exactly organized? Organized person means like that. Kind of like a something. Everything is actually stay at its own place. Okay. Yeah. Like basically the spoon, the fork, the butter spoon, the plate. Like everything should supposed to be stay exactly at that place. Okay. Yeah. And not only all those things, but as also the books, the bookshelf, the kind of like a something like the always kind of like a something clean person. Okay, yeah. If you still not understand, have you watched Friends from a TV show? Okay, it's very popular by the way. In this show, there is a character named Monica. Okay, Monica is a very organized person, very cleaner person. Like she don't really like kind of like a things to change. She always kind of like a somebody makes her apartment as clean as possible as she can. Okay, yeah. So kind of like a somebody Monica. Okay, yeah. So like if you want to be kind of like a somebody organized, so probably I'm gonna give you kind of like a somebody just like Monica in that particular show. Okay, yeah, if you watch that particular show, you realize that how she was really organized regarding about stuff. Okay, yeah. So am I that kind of like a somebody person? Am I kind of like a somebody like Monica? uh Not really. Okay, but somehow little bit, yeah. Like I understand the value of things which is actually at that place. Okay, yeah. What is actually value of things at that place? Okay, yeah. So example, all right, yeah. So you are doing kind of like a something like the surgeon. You are the surgeon. Okay, what's the surgeon? A kind of like a some surgeon who do kind of like a something like operation. Okay, yeah, like a kind of like a some is fixing the body. Okay, you get it now. Okay, yeah. So proper surgeon really required his tools. Okay, yeah, like what kind of like a some scissor, and there are so many kind of like stitches and everything. There are a lot of tools, by the way. They are scissors are used. Okay, yeah. While doing operation, if that surgeon didn't really find the particular tool to do that stuff, he won't be able to do that stuff. He won't be able to do the surgery. Why? Because these tools are really essential. And not only tools, but as also the tools are also bit cleaner, as also bit kind of like a something neater, and as also bit kind of like a something very organized. Okay, yeah. Because as a surgeon, they are not only kind of like a going through one scissor, there are bundles of scissors. Okay, like they have so many scissor, tiny scissor, like a tilted scissor. There are, you knew that. Okay, it's not really that thing. Okay, yeah. Basically all those things has to be like a stay at exactly on that tray, so that like a surgeon would know this is kind of like a somebody scissors. We pick that scissor and do his things. Okay, yeah. So time requirement for picking up that scissor and do his thing has to be very less. If it not, if the time is kind of like a somebody, if he's finding that particular scissor, then might be kind of like a somebody very fucked up thing happen. Because in that proper surgical operation, uh they don't really have that time, because he was kind of like a messing up the internal body of the things and stuff like that. So in that particular situation, all the tools should supposed to be present at that moment, and he has to do that particular thing like a very fast and very quickly. Okay, and has also very neat, and has also very clean, and has also very accurately too. He has a lot of responsibility regarding about his like the patient health and patient life and death situation. He was handling that uh, in this thing. So in that particular situation, everything should supposed to be organized. When the surgeon went to the operation theater, like all the tools and everything are actually organized in a very proper way, and then he start doing the procedure, then he start doing these things. Okay, yeah. So being organized is really really essential. Okay, yeah. If you still not really resonate with this example, I'm going to give you another example. Okay, you are the librarian. Okay, yeah. And you have almost like a thousands of books. So how do you supposed to find a particular book that you want to read? You won't be able to kind of like a shuffle through all those thousands of books. No, you have to be kind of like put those kind of like a books at somewhere, like a should supposed to be all those book have kind of like a categories of like a romance novels, sculpture, then documentaries and all those things has to be kind of like a simply have proper proper shelf and proper organize or proper kind of like a simply stay in very very different manner. Then probably finding the book is not really that much difficult. You know where you should supposed to be find that, you go directly and get that book. Okay, yeah. So this is called kind of like a something very organized way. Okay, like a basically the things that you do is kind of like a something very organized way. Okay, yeah. So it is really essential, being organized is really essential to kind of like a somebody finding the things which is really matter to you as quickly as possible. Okay, yeah. If you still not resonate with this example, I'm giving you another example. Okay, yeah. Like basically is this thing, have you used computer? Okay, are you kind of like a somebody the corporate employee, something like that? Okay, yeah. So you use computer. Okay, like basically all the stuff that we do, we use computer. Okay, yeah. So whatever the files that we have, we actually put that file in some sort of folder, some sort of kind of like a drive in this folder and that folder, that folder. So basically whenever we need that particular file, we are not go through and just finding out where it is and there it is. No, we know that where is file is exist, and you went directly on that direction and find that particular file. That is called kind of like a something setting up your all the files and folder very properly systematically, so that whenever you need it, you just went through it and you just find that particular thing. Okay, that is called kind of like a something organized. Okay, yeah. So basically you get it now. Okay, all those three example is kind of like a something hard enough to understand what is actually organized. Okay, yeah. So am I that kind of like a something person? Am I kind of like a something organized person or not? I am, yeah. My folder structure are very neat and clean. Okay, yeah. As also all the things is also little bit organized. Yeah, it's kind of like a something is this thing that yeah, I'm not kind of like a librarian who is actually handling thousands of books. Okay, yeah. I have a couple of books which is kind of like a something things I put everywhere. Okay, yeah. I have only one or two books. When I wanted to read, I read them, I pick up and read it. It's not really hard to find those things because I know where it is. Okay, yeah. Basically this thing okay, I'm not actually handling so many things at the same time. Okay, besides computer files and things like that, because yes, I work on computer, so I have kind of like a thousands of files. So yeah, I'm kind of like a went through that, so I have kind of like a something very structural folder structure to do that thing. Okay, yeah. But besides that, I'm kind of like say like a 10 out of 5 point I'm kind of like consider as organized. Okay, regarding about clean and neat. Okay, 5%. Okay, 10 out of 5. I'm gonna give you mark as a 10 out of 5 as a kind of like a somebody being organized. Okay, yeah. All right. So there are a couple of example that kind of like a something reason that why I am not that organized. Okay, what are exactly that reason that might be kind of like a something represent that I'm not organized? What are those example? Okay, yeah. Overwhelm and stress. Okay, yeah, that is a really good point. When you are kind of like a went through stress and things like that, you are not really worry about the things are where it is and stuff like that. Okay, yeah. Like example is this thing. Have you went to the person, like have you went to kind of like a something place where the person who is actually living alone and he recently went through breakup, his entire home is a kind of like a look like hell. Okay, like basically everything is not actually stay outside, the clothes everywhere, kind of like a something completely messed up. Okay, yeah. So stress is might be the reason that you are not organized. But am I be kind of like that person? Do I have that stress? I do have a little bit stress, not really that, like I never really went through breakup things like that. But still is this thing that ki, I never really did that much mess. Okay, yeah, because I also like to be clean at least. Okay, not really that super clean, but somehow little bit clean. Okay, so even if I went through that kind of like a something stress and health situation, I might gonna lose little bit temper, but like I do little bit still organized way, or maybe like I will put the things where it is. Might be. Okay, yeah. So yes, then procrastination. Yes, that is a really good thing. Okay, yeah. If you are really procrastinating person, then you are not really organized. Okay, what's a procrastinating? I kind of like a something experience this thing. Okay, yeah. So one of my friend like has a laptop. Okay, yeah, and he download kind of like a something very important movie maybe. Okay, yeah, and basically is this thing that he was kind of like a something, he downloaded that bunch of movies and he wanted to play that movie, but he don't know where he put it. Okay, yeah. So I look at his folder structure and I realize that it was a really hell situation, because in that hard drive everything is kind of like a something scattered. Means like that ki in this kind of like a drive everything is scattered, like a movies and videos and musics and document, everything is in at one folder. It was like really hard to find, dude, what the fuck was that. I know in the windows you can organize the way that like which is the format and things like that, but still it's not really that good. Okay, and as also the movie that he downloaded, which is not actually renamed by the movie, it's kind of like a name of something like a something I don't know, 1.3 something 4 dash something like that. It's actually downloaded from torrents, by the way. So it's a kind of like a some weird things. Okay, yeah. So basically I was looked at his folder and still like, what the fuck is that? Okay, yeah. And by the way, like what exactly is this thing? This person is kind of like a do lot of procrastination regarding about the computer, regarding about watching like I don't know, yeah, dude. It's just like that. Now this person is really procrastinating person. Okay, yeah. Like basically, he the way that he lifestyle was lives, he's kind of like a represent. He was kind of like doing lot of procrastination regarding about spending so much time on social media and not really thinking about anything. Like basically, I just knew that. By the way, he was my roommate. Okay, yeah. Okay, so there is a one moment that I wanted to mention. Okay, yeah. So basically, it's a Sunday. Okay, yeah. So so basically, I have kind of like a something office off day. Okay. So what is at least this thing? I kind of like a wake up at almost like a 7:30 or 8 a.m. Okay, yeah. I wake up. I did my brush my teeth and everything. Okay, so usually we are actually living at apartment, rented apartment, and I was decided to kind of like a go for breakfast. Okay, I asked my roommate that ki, would you come to the breakfast? He was not. Okay, by the way, what exactly happened? It's okay. It's a kind of like simply winter in that particular moment. So he didn't really like he wake up. Yeah, he wake up, but he was actually scrolling through social media and things like that. Okay, yeah, and it's like okay ठीक है, he was not going to, he was not coming to the breakfast. That is okay, that is fine. Okay, so I went alone. I had a breakfast and I kind of like spent some time with a couple of friends over there, and I came after at almost like a 10:30 or 11 a.m. Okay, yeah, I came at 11 a.m. Okay, when I came at home, when I came at my came at the apartment, my roommate was kind of like a something exactly on that same place. He was kind of like a wearing this kambal and things like that, and he was scrolling through social media. I was like, what the fuck? Like you are not actually leave your like a bed or things like that. He was kind of like a stay there for almost like a 3.5 hours. Like I don't know what the fuck he's doing. Okay, and he was scrolling through this kind of like a stuff that like he was doing a lot of procrastination. Yeah, like I haven't really seen that kind of like a level of procrastination, but he was that kind of like that person. Okay, yeah. So basically I am not that, like basically I do know, I do little bit of procrastinate. Yeah, I do accept that I do little bit of procrastinate, but not really that much. Okay, yeah. So basically is this thing key, it doesn't really affect me my organizing, like basically the things that are like I also not gonna kind of like a say this thing, yeah, I'm very kind of like a very organized person. I'm kind of like a somebody 10 out of 5 kind of like a somebody organized. But in the procrastination, I also 10 out of maybe 3. Okay, yeah. How much I do procrastination, I would kind of like rate myself is a 10 out of 3. Okay, yeah. uh, 10 out of 3, yeah. 10 out of 10 means like that kid too much do procrastination. Okay, yeah, I'm kind of like I say 10 out of 3. Okay, yeah. Then a lack of system. Oh, that is a really good thing. Okay, what's the lack of system? A lack of system means a structured way or kind of like a something really a proper structure things. Okay, yeah. A means like that ki, like a same example with a librarian, but instead of librarian you are a student. Okay, and you love reading books and you have a lot of books. Okay, yeah. uh, Basically is this thing, you have a lot of books, but you don't really have a shelf, or you don't really have any kind of like something in the cupboard or things like that. Okay, you have almost like maybe hundreds of books. Okay, so how do you supposed to organize this thing? So if you don't really have that particular system, shelf or cupboard or things like that, so you are, all the books are kind of like a something at the floor or maybe whatever it is. Okay, yeah. So this might be kind of like a something is this thing, but still I might not say, like I'm gonna say this thing ki lack of system is might not that kind, is not that kind of like a some little reason for not organized. Okay, yeah. Because like a basically is this thing, yeah, still I like a basically, yeah, I also think that ki lack of system might be a kind of like a some little reason to not to get organized, something like that probably, but still I'm not really sure. Okay, perfectionism. Oh, that is a really good thing. Okay, yeah, what is actually perfectionism? Okay, so let me tell you one thing. Okay, being kind of like a something organized is kind of like a represent how much person good or bad. Okay, yeah, like basically is this thing, if the person is actually look well, the apartment look well, his bookshelf, his everything is look really well, so he's really perfect person, right? Yeah. But the perfectionist person means like that the person who are always want to be things has to be so perfect that he was not really decided which one is perfect, because the definition is perfect is not exist. Okay, yeah. Like a basically is this thing that we know what is actually good person and bad person, but we don't know what is actually the perfect person. Okay, yeah. Because perfect person is not exist. Okay, yeah, it's a kind of like a something metaphorical term. Okay, we use this particular term as a kind of like a, so it's a really perfect guy and he's this thing and that thing, but probably the definition of perfect is kind of like a something non-existence. Okay, so kind of like a somebody person who is always kind of like a somebody hungry for perfectionism, always kind of like a somebody do his thing for as best as it can. So so that person will not gonna organize. Well, probably I don't know, yaar. Okay, yeah, because I never really met any kind of like a some perfectionism, or I never really met any kind of like a some person who is like a really hungry or really kind of like a something just wants to be things as perfect as I can. I haven't really seen that kind of like a somebody person. Okay, yeah. So I might not give the proper example regarding about this thing, because I also think that the person who is really perfectionist might be kind of like a somebody very organized, but still I don't know, dude. Okay, because I haven't really experienced this thing, or haven't really seen that stuff, or haven't really met any kind of like some perfectionist guy. So how would I supposed to say? Okay, yeah. Distraction and lack of focus. Yeah, same thing happened with the procrastination. Yeah, like a distraction and lack of focus is a kind of like a something equivalent of procrastination. Okay, yeah. And the mental health and energy level, yeah, this is also really matter, because if the person is went through mental health and things like that, this is also kind of like a something the person who is been through overwhelm and stress. Okay, like a first example. Okay, yeah, like a person who went through stress and things like that is also went through mental health and energy level. What's the energy level? Energy level means like that the still not enough have that much energy to do his stuff and stuff like that. Probably I'm not really sure about regarding about this thing. So yeah, this might be kind of like a some reason that people are not get organized. Well, it's my opinion, by the way. Okay, yeah. All right. Should I continue this thing? No, I am kind of like something. I have to do some sort of stuff. All right. I should supposed to be end here. This is it. This is it. And thank you.